What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for the big game, Sevilla away. It's going to be our biggest test since coming back from the break. Let's get into it. So before we get into the match preview, I just want to make a quick announcement. The former Barcelona goalkeeper, and he was also the assistant manager for Luis Enrique, Juan Carlos Unzue, who was unfortunately today announced that he's been diagnosed with a type of ALS that doesn't have a cure and was only given the next 4 years to live. Very, very sad news. Hopefully him and his family will stay strong during this tough time. Amino Unzue. So before we take a look at Sevilla, let's look at the table. Obviously Barcelona are in first place on 64 points. Real Madrid are second with 59. But I'm recording the video before they play tonight, and they play against Sevilla, so hopefully they'll drop a few points. Third is Sevilla on 51 points, and that's who we're facing tomorrow. This is going to be no easy feat. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. Sevilla are a great side, obviously coached by Lopetegui, the former Real Madrid coach. Like, I don't even need 2 screenshots of the table for this one. Like, that's how big of a game this is. Obviously, they've only won 14 games, drawn 9, lost 6, which is pretty much like what you expect in the mid-range. You know, very even stats. Obviously, Barcelona are dominating in the wins perspective, where we have more losses than we should. And Atletico had a good win yesterday, 5-0, but they're not really in the race at this point. They're almost 12 points behind Real Madrid if they win tonight. So, you know, I think Atletico are out of it. Sevilla are obviously out of it too. It's just between us and Madrid. But Sevilla, man, this is going to be a super, 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 super tough game. And it's going to be, like, I think it's going to favor us a bit just because there's no fans. Because if there were fans, I'd be pooping bricks, blood, yeah? Like, there was no way. I had zero confidence. But, like, you know, fan noises don't really have an effect. Just, like, no one being, wait, I'm just going to be my worst word. The fact that over 50,000 people can't be yelling at the Barcelona players will be a massive, massive boost for us. So hopefully we can just capitalize on that. So before we talk about Barcelona, let's talk about Sevilla quickly. Obviously, they played 2 games since the return. They played on the opening day in the Sevilla derby, a 2-0 win. Obviously, Ocampo scored and Fernando. And they also played on Monday. They played Levante and drew 1-1. Luke de Jong scored for them, and then Diego Carlos with the last-minute own goal. In the last game, they went with this starting lineup right over here. They went with Vaculik in goal, Jesus Navas, Diego Carlos, Conde, and Escuedo, Benega, Juan Jordan, and Guindij in midfield. I don't know who that guy is. Up front, they went with the former Barcelona Academy player Munir, Luke de Jong, and Ocampo, sorry. So obviously the main threat in their team is Ocampo, very, very good player. They signed him in the summer from Marseille. Done very well for them. Obviously his Navas, very experienced player. Benega, very experienced player. Faced Barcelona numerous amount of times. Same with Escudedo. Just want to take a quick look at their bench because they have a lot of quality on the bench. Obviously they have Nolito, but Nolito just signed actually with Celta Vigo today, about 20 minutes ago. So I don't know if he'll be available. They have Ronnie Lopez, very good player from Monaco. Suso, they signed for AC Milan. Obviously Yusuf En-Nesyri from Leganes, very, very good player. Oliver Torres from Monaco. Sergio Reguilon, who I assume will start the game. Obviously, Lopetegui was the one who brought him up in Real Madrid from the academy, and he brought him on loan from Sevilla to Sevilla. Obviously Fernando, the former Man City player. Very, very good team, very, very well in depth. Obviously, the main threat, in my opinion, would be Campos, maybe Munir. Maybe you'll have a point to prove. It's always these former Barcelona players that always come back and, you know, try to haunt us. So, yeah, man, very, very good squad, and it's going to be a difficult task to get the win. Now, let's take a look at Barcelona. Obviously, Barcelona's last game was on Tuesday. 2-0 win against Leganes. Very good win. Unzue Fati on the score sheet. Messi covering the penalty. Just, you know, the start of the game, the first half was very, very poor from Barcelona. And if we play like that against Sevilla, they will punish us. Also, in the game, Leganes had very, very good opportunities between the 20th and 30th minute. They had 2 clear-cut chances, and Sevilla will punish us if that happens. So Barcelona's defense tomorrow has to be on point without any question. Starting lineup right over here, it was Ter Stegen, Roberto, Pique, Lenglet, Firpo, Rakitic, Busi, Artur, Messi, Grizou, and Unzue Fati. Now, the team's obviously going to get jigged up. It won't be the exact same. I think that midfield should never play again, because if this midfield starts against Sevilla, which it may well could, we are screwed beyond belief. I think if even Rakitic just starts, I think we're screwed, because Sevilla's midfield are very, young, high intensity. Their stamina is very, very high. Jong and Roberto trying to get the best out of them, so there's no time to be slacking off and passing it backwards and sideways all the time. We'll go on to the squad sheet in the next clip. I think I don't know if Lionel Messi is gonna play a full 90 minutes again. It's gonna be quite risky if he does. Yeah, man, we just need a good performance from this team tomorrow. Now let's look at Quique Setien's press conference and what he told us and what he indicated to us about the squad. Firstly, he says we do not expect to lose Sergio Roberto to the extent that he could endure the pain. He will be able to return. De Jong has some discomfort and doesn't feel fully recovered. We prefer not to risk him. I still don't see Suarez fit enough for 90 minutes. The return game against Napoli should be played at the Camp Nou, obviously. Oh yeah, and also, Champions League has been confirmed. It's going to be in August, one-legged affairs. I believe the round 16 for the teams that played the first leg but didn't play the second one, it will be hosted at their venue, so like Camp Nou, Allianz Arena. Those teams that didn't get to play the second leg, they'll play the first one at the back. All the other ones are going to be in Lisbon, so in Portugal. One-legged affairs, and I think the final is supposed to be on August 28th, so that's something to look forward to. He also says we have all seen the surprise that football brings. We have to think about overcoming each game and maintaining the advantage. Unzue is a boy who is 17 years old and needs to be managed. There are many things about himself that he doesn't know yet. So basically, the breaking news is that Sergio Roberto and Frenkie de Jong will not be playing in this game. Two big losses. De Jong has some discomfort, and Sergio Roberto, I believe, got a fractured rib. So both unavailable. He also says that Suarez doesn't think he thinks Suarez is fit enough for 90 minutes, so he probably won't start the game too. Quique Setién also says it's possible for us to benefit from playing without the public in Sevilla. It depends on how the match goes. Frenkie is a very good footballer, a kid who gives us many things, but we have other players to replace him, and I hope that he recovers as soon as possible. Puig played frankly well the other day, and he is a kid who is training very well and has very good attitude. Players like Messi are smart enough to decide when they need to rest. They will warn me if they feel like they need to be rotated. Unzue, Ricky, and Araujo, they are three very different types of players, but are very good guys who bring us a lot. Grizou, he's a player who, although he plays on the wing, always has the tendency to go into the center of the pitch. We suggest him to stick to the wing because he is not the type of dribbling player. That's kind of weird. So many things to focus on again is that he has the confidence in Unzue, Ricky, and Araujo, who could play a big factor in tomorrow's game. Obviously, PK has played 90 minutes and 75 minutes. I don't know if he's going to start the game. He probably will, to be honest. Same goes with Messi. He also talked about the Bellerin tournament in August, saying that he's on track, but August is a long ways away, so we'll see. A lot of controversy again about Griezmann. Obviously, played 2 games, no shots on target. Kind of influential in the fact that he defends very well and he has great build-up play. But I know in Monday's game that he didn't get one pass from Messi in that game again. So Griezmann again being isolated, being singled out. I know for a fact he's gonna start this game, but he really needs to put in a top performance just to give us Barcelona fans some confidence that we have a good player in our hands. Well, we obviously know he's a good player, but he hasn't really shown it as much as he should. And I don't want him to be a flop like Coutinho and Dembele and all this. I want him to succeed at Barcelona. So yeah, that's all from the Quique Setién press conference. So let's get into the match squad. So the match squad is as follows: Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Busi, Artur, Suarez, Messi, Neto, Lenglet, Griezmann, Jordi Alba's back, Braithwaite, Vidal, Junior, Inaki Peña, Ricky Puig, Alex Collado, Ansu Fati, Ronald Araujo, Xavier from the Barcelona B has been called up for the injuries, Chumi, and Monchu. So obviously the 2 big exclusions are Dembele out with injury, Umtiti's out with suspension, and Frenkie de Jong is out with a calf strain, and Roberto is out with a rib fracture. Obviously, those 2 are going to be big losses. I think de Jong should be back for the next game. I'm not quite sure about Sergio Roberto. But yeah, let's get into the starting lineups. Okay, first I'm going to predict Quique Setien's starting lineup. And I feel like the back five in my team and his team are going to be super similar. So I think Quique Setien's going to go with Ter Stegen in goal. I think he's going to go with Nelson Semedo at right back. Piqué at center back. Lenglet, the other center back. And Jordi Alba at left back. I think that back five is set in stone. Could have questions. Maybe he'll bring in Araujo for Lenglet or Piqué. That could be a possibility, but we'll see. Midfield for Quique, I think he's gonna go with. Busquets, Rakitic, and Arturo Vidal. Now I know that he's gonna pick this, and we're all gonna be pissed off that Rakitic is starting, and it's gonna be another big mistake from Quique Setién putting Rakitic in the team. He should not be in the team. You want to bring him on for half an hour? Sure, but he should not be starting a game, especially like this. I'm praying to God that Quique Setién doesn't do this, but that's my prediction. It's Busquets, Arturo Vidal, and Rakitic. And we all know about that midfield. We all know how it haunts us. I don't even want to get into it. Up front, I think he's going to go with... Up front is a difficult one. I don't know if he's going to start... He has to start Messi. I'm going to go with Messi, Griezmann, and Braithwaite. Wouldn't surprise me if he started Unzue Fati over maybe Griezmann or Messi. I see that front three is set in stone as well. Suarez obviously not fit enough to start the game. And yeah, man, that's my prediction for Quique Setién's team. Let's get into my team. So here's my starting 11. Back five is going to be exactly the same. I would go with Ter Stegen. I'd go with Nelson Semedo at right back. I'd go with Piqué at center back, Lenglet at center back, and Jordi Alba at left back. I feel like that's probably our strongest back five in terms of defensive quality. Again, same thing. I don't mind Ronald Araujo coming in for either Lenglet or Piqué. Now my midfield. See, I'm thinking if I should start Riqui Puig. Nah. So I would personally go with Busi in the holding, Arturo Vidal on the right, and Artur from the left. I think that's an excellent midfield. I think, you know, with Vidal's tenacity to go up and down, Busi holding the line back, controlling the midfield, Arthur, you know, threw balls through the lanes. I think that could be an excellent midfield. Don't mind Riqui Puig starting over Vidal. Maybe I don't see that in real life. I think maybe he would maybe put Riqui Puig instead of Artur. Wouldn't mind that either. And my front three would be Messi on the right, Braithwaite up top, and on the left I'd go with Griezmann. Again, I still have the faith in this man to show his qualities. A lot of people may say start Unzue Fati, he did really well, he scored the goal. But when you're paying 120 million for a player, he needs to perform. Doesn't have that many years left in him. Maybe, you know, 3 or 4 years at the top level. So I'd go to Griezmann on the left. Obviously, Quique Setién said in his press comment that he needs to start staying wide and not coming in central as much. So hopefully if he plays, if he hangs left and he plays really wide, he can show some of his talent. So yeah, that would be my starting XI. Now it's time for my score prediction. Obviously, we kept clean sheets in both games back-to-back, 4-0 and 2-0. Do I think we're going to keep a clean sheet in this game? Absolutely not. I'm going to go with, you know, my heart says 2-1, my brain's saying 1-1. I'm going to go with the heart. I'm going to predict a 2-1 win to Barcelona. So 2-1 to Barcelona. Let me know your predictions and your starting lineups in the comments below. So that's my match preview for the Sevilla versus Barcelona game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, comment, hit that subscribe button. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do a live stream like watch along. I'm going to try my best to. I am planning to. So I hope to see you guys there. So make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you know when I go live. And that's all I got for you today. So I'll see you guys later. Take care and Forza Barca.